Sheena here, and I thought we'd have a bit of a play today with my brand new Christmas word dies. I've got lots of inspiration, loads of things I've been playing with lately. You know, I've had embossing folders I've been playing with, I've got stamp backgrounds I've been playing with, obviously inks and pens and things, which we're obviously going to be playing with. But I thought we'd do a nice, simple, quick, well, not quick, we've got quite a few cards to put together actually. I make backgrounds, I make foregrounds, we make focal points, but I don't often stick them together. So I've got lots of cards that are waiting here to come together to be one, and I thought we would do that, but also show you about these dies that that you might be interested in. I think they're fabulous. I'm really excited about these. These are dies, as you can see, and the big words. Now, if you look at the packaging there, this just gives you an indication here of what you're getting. But just so as you can see, look, it's the big dies. I wanted them to be like statement pieces so that you could just make them just the word, the Christmas, the card. That would be the card itself. So big dies, and then when they cut out, look how amazing this looks. So I'm going to show you the difference they're going to make. I've got lots of cards, different styles and themes that we're gonna play with. But I think that's just mirror cards. So from the Crafter's Companion luxury card pack, you know, you're going to get your glitter and you're going to get your satin card. So it's absolutely perfect marriage with these. So I'll pop that there. But anyway, just so you can see, there's Christmas, there is winter, twinkle, because you have to, sparkle, because I do, snowflakes, get so excited every time I'm a big kid every time it snows, and jingle. So they're the word dies. Now, there are also stamps that go with them. I will just grab them here. There's only 3 sets of rubber stamps here, really deeply etched, so obviously you can do all the things you can normally do with your rubber stamps. But what I've done is I've resized the wording I used for the dies so they're much smaller, so you can see the jingle there and the Christmas font, but around it are phrases and sayings that give your words context. So for example, let me see, I'm trying to read upside down and back to front here. Don't let anyone steal your sparkle is one of them, and spread a little sparkle, things like that. So they go around the large dies, or you can use the stamps in their own right as well. So that's what I've intended to play with. So starting with, here's what I've got. Like you, I'm sure you're the same. You start making backgrounds and you're playing with stuff, and this is a background I started, and it was inspired by one of my team's cards. This was one of Julie's cards. So I've inked the background using my aqua markers and glycerin. Now I'm going to do another video with that and to show you again. I've done it on a few TV shows now, but you may not have seen them or you may not be able to rewatch them. So I'm going to do that for you to show you, because this, you would absolutely, I would swear that this was an ink background, an ink pad blended with a foam over the surface, but it's not. It's the aqua pens and glycerin. Stamp this simple the Christmas bells image just in black. I haven't done anything to them. I think I 4 bleached, that was it. But then I've got this topper here, this embossing folder topper, and what I've done is I've got a tree as well, which I can't find. I don't know where my tree's gone. Bear with while I try and find the tree. I've got everything in a pile. Oh no, we're fine, we're good with that one. I'm going to do another one. I've got this embossing folder, and again with that inked background, there's a stamp. These are the first time I've got folders and stamps that actually match. So this is an actual rubber stamp that's sized exactly to fit the embossed, one of the focal images on the folder. And I plan to do another video for that as well, so look out for them all. I'm going for it here. So that's ready, and it looks cool, but it doesn't look finished. It could look better. So what I have is I've got wording to go on there. So if we come back to the card and we put that there, and we see this here, it's almost done, but it hasn't got any of the wording on there. And I think the bold images, the big card, we need a bold statement, and that's going to be my Christmas statement right there. Now I've got this little twinkly star there, big enough so you could pop a gem in there if you want. You could pop some glitter in there, whatever. But the easiest way to stick it is definitely with the Xyron. So I have my Xyron here. This is the one that's the disposable. There's loads of stuff in here, so it's going to last you for ages. But it's a perfect size for these letters. Again, it was like it was planned. So what you do is you start feeding your letter in, and your word in, and then just drag it through, thus. And then lift up, tear it. I'm really stingy when it comes to this. I hate having any more than that on the end, because then it's wasted stuff. And then what you need to do, you need to burnish it. So you need to make sure that all of this is made contact like this. That's noisy, isn't it? That's lovely. That's the kind of thing on TV they love you to do, because on the speakers it's amplified so much more. So you know those little earpieces we're having, I don't even want to share the things that'll be coming down my earpiece if I'm doing that. Bless them. So just continue. So I'm going around the outside just to break the tension around here, because what this has done is it's going to coat the back of this word with glue and make the whole process much quicker. You could use stick and stay as well. That's another go-to fabulous one. Rather than your stick and spray, which is the repositionable spray adhesive crafters have, Crafters Companion, for your stamps, use the stick and stay version. So I'm going to take these off here. Oh, you know, I've seen many an old TV show, you know, when crafting TV was in its infancy, where 3D stuff, decoupage was big and foam pads were small. And I've seen people have like 1 million foam pads on the back of something, and the whole show's gone, an hour's gone with just taking foam pads off the back of their little 3D project. So fortunately I didn't recreate that. That was pretty smooth and efficient, I reckon, for me especially. I'm going to line that up, pop that on there just because I want that little bit dimension. Hopefully it'll be straight, thus. So we've got that going on there, and then I'm going to peel these letters away. Get rid of the top layer because that's done now. You bin that, so get rid of this gluey bit. Goes in the bin, and then peel this from the background, and then we've got all that glue there, and it's just really sticky stuff. When this is stuck, this pretty much stays. Be careful because there are delicate, especially on the snowflakes, there's lots of delicate little snowflakey bits on there, and if it's mirror card or satin card, you don't want to crease it. Now I'm pulling this towards me, so I apologize. Take your time more. I'm just going for it here because I know there's a lot I want to show you. So I'm lining up the middle bit as best I can to stick that, and then I'll tweak the bits around. Now I'm going to pick this up. I'm not even going to apologize for it because you will mock me if it's completely wonky. So and I haven't got thick enough skin for that, so just bear that in mind. So that there, in my mind, looks pretty cool. Hopefully you agree. Well, look, finishes it off, doesn't it? I mean, it's the big dies, and that's what I wanted. So that's one there. There's another little guy there. I did another one of these cards with the 3D embossing folders. They're 5x7 folders, but you put it through again, and you can extend the area. A little bit of dimension paste here, little foiling, but that jingle. I believe he's called Jingle. He's in my book anyway. Let's do another card. Okay, we'll pop that to one side. This is what I'm saying. I have all these cards now. I am going to get these two people out there. I've got a few. I know I can get more. So I'm more than happy to get them to people. But look out for my Facebook. Probably Facebook's the best place to look and see how I'm going to get them to you if you're interested. So I've got this gorgeous card pack again. I'm going to stick that on the back. Now, disaster. Those of you who watch the television shows will know how I am I need my purple tape runners. Purple tape runner ran out this morning. Can't believe it. I never let it get to that stage. I'm usually really careful. You know, run out of milk, run out of bread, whatever. But not your purple tape runner. Oh, tea even. And that's a big disaster if you run out of tea. But tape runner, no good. So, however, my trusty tacky glue. Now, if you're wondering about glues, Leanne Chivers, Crafters Companion, will put you right, because what she doesn't know about glue isn't worth knowing. She knows everything about glue, and she can tell you which glue for best for which purpose and which situation. But I'm pretty much creature of habit. My glue, go-to glue is my tacky glue and my tape runner. There's another glue that Leanne loves for this because it's you can actually reposition it and things, and it's got other qualities, but like I say, Leanne's the one to keep you right there. Now this is an embossing folder again, quite modern, quite it's kind of modern in a retro kind of way. Black card, gilding wax on it. See where I'm trying to pack this in? I'm just telling you everything I've done as well. It's like a catch-up. So black card, Gilding wax, I used 3 colours. I used silver predominantly because I wanted it to be more silver than anything. Then I used some mid gold, so either Empire Gold or King Gold, and then a Renaissance Gold, or for the darker bits there in the background. I'm holding this down. This is where my taper and I would have just grabbed instantly. Because it's a coated card, you really need to give it a little bit more time to fix. So, but that's not important at this stage. Now what I've done is I popped the embossing folder through again, and I just cut out that tree. Even I can cut out straight lines like that. And I'm going to stick this baby down here just so it changes the folder, but that's okay because it covers that tree and it gives it another look. Something else to do, don't you think? So again, back with the glue. Take your time when you're doing this though. I'm not taking ages getting the glue perfect because it's not the most exciting thing to see. And whoever does end up with these cards, you'll just have to maybe, you know, be a little bit forgiving. And you might tidy them up a little bit because I think it looks awful if you've got glue squidging out places. Which again, I'm a messy type, and this is where my purple tape runner is my friend. Right, so that's there. Cool. Now I have another word here that I've popped through this iron. I've used the glittery card from that same pack, from that the luxury card pack, and this cuts really well in the Gemini. These dies cut so cleanly. My team, when they were the feedback as well, they're just falling out the dies once they're cut, which is fabulous because you don't want great dies that really are frustrating to use because they're not cutting cleanly. I hate that because I don't put you in a good mood. And other people appreciate it when I'm in a good mood, so it's all good. So keep going, just to get that glue so that it breaks around that outside. You could take a little bit more time than that, but again, I'm just motoring on. So we'll peel that back again. Again, take it, drag it away from the bits. It's like when you take them out of the dies. You know, you don't want to pull something that you encourage it to tear. You want to be a little bit gentle with it. And then I'm going to pop that just along the bottom, just above that line. Try and center it. This is, again, it's like when you stamp on a card, word on a card, you want it straight. Unless you're going to make it look like it's deliberately quirky and at an angle. Just press that down and I'll just rub away that little bit of excess glue there and clean that up. And that now is going to pop onto the background. Where I put the background? Okay, just had it. What? You know what? You pick something up, you put it down. Oh no, I'm here. I'm good. It's right here. I have it right here. That is going to now stick onto my card like that. And there's another card done. I'm really hoping that this video is recording. I can imagine. I've got all these things prepped and it's not recording. Wouldn't that be a laugh? Oh, that would be such a joy to be around for the rest of the day. I never would moan me though, you know, keep it to myself. Such a trooper. Anybody who knows me is like rolling their eyes now. Okay, so like that. Cool. Totally different look. So here we are with another example of another cool card. Again, background coloured with the aqua markers and glittering effect, which I think is fabulous. A little bit full bleaching. And with the folders that match the stamps again. But again, needs some wording. So the wording I'm going to use this time is sparkle. And I have one cut out here from that glitter card from that pack. I've got the wrong. When you store them, they do like to kind of get themselves all kind of intertwined and things, so just be careful. So we've got the sparkle there. You may not be able to see that very well. Let me grab a bit of black card and you can see it better. There you go. Totally sparkle. Look at how, now I've drawn, I should mention this, you know, when you, when you want lettering with dies, it's a tough one because sometimes you don't want cursive lettering all the time. Like the Christmas is like a cursive. Do you see it's all joined and things like that? But I love that funky font, so here was my plan. With the ones that are separate and funky fonts, I've got a continuing element that holds them together. So I drew some glitter, some sparkle to go through there, and I think that looks really pretty cool. And the other one we could use also the same kind of deal. See the twinkle? So where I've made sure the letters, I've pulled them together so they actually join in there where they need a little bit more reinforcement. I've added the stars, the twinkly bits, so then that keeps them all together instead of having to have separate letters and stick them all down separately. And I think it works a treat. So actually we'll use the twinkle for this. So what I'm going to do, I'll leave it on the black card even though it's going to mess up a bit of my black card, but that's perfectly fine, is you see the little glittery bits on there? You could use either stickles to make them stand out a little bit more, or glue pen and glitter. Let's try a little bit of the glue pen and glitter. So this thing looks really, these are really cool because you can get, even though I love my tacky glue, I can get a little bit more precise with this. So when you're using the coated card, be careful when you're doing this. Take them out the dies carefully, because you can tear the coating from the backing if you're a little bit too vigorous getting them out of the dies. So just take them, and in fact I did on one of those little ends of the thing, and you could see a little bit of white card. I mean, you could barely see it, but I knew it was there. So this is a great way to fix that if that does happen. So pop a bit of glue on there, then another piece of card. Yeah, rummaging sounds there. Craft card it will be. Get rid of this one for a moment. And glitter. You know what? I've got so much glitter in the house. I've got these glitters I used to do years ago with medallions and things, and loads and loads. It was Glitter Fest. But I don't use them as much as I used to. But it's nice to Christmas. You know, get a bit of bling out there because you can. And I'm going to pop this pretty bluey colour, which is not a huge contrast, but it's enough to make the little snowflakey bits, the twinkles, the sparkles stand out. And now look at the difference that's made. Tell you what, these glitters great, but they're like a challenge. You're getting them back in the little tubs. So I'll pop that to one side, and I'll get that black card back again, non-gluey side this time. So look at how cool that looks. Isn't that bad? So that's another way to do your lettering, and that's the one. I'm not going to stick it because you've seen me stick it. Let's just show you what I'm going to do. So this one here, I have I'll pick it up, pop it on here like that, and I think that looks pretty cool, don't you? Yeah, I'll just like that little bit extra there. That just sets it off a bit. That's another little thing to do. So those little elements, you know, the tinsely bit, do that as well. So here's another thing that we can do here is I've got another card ready to pop together. This little guy here. This is that cute little deer again. All this time was the sparkle pens, the vintage hue sparkle pens, watered down and then just water dropped on them, and it makes it look like it's kind of like that salt technique. You've got to leave it, don't force it dry, or you won't get the little droplets kind of bleeding out and doing that little feathery thing. So that I'm going to stick on here. You know what, I should have done this beforehand, but bear with, it'll all be good. And then we'll show you, we'll pop the wording on that. And then I've got a few bits of inspiration just to show you from the team, which again, as usual, the Inkoids got some fabulous samples. Pop that on there, thus. Now this is where a bit of kitchen paper or something is a good idea, especially with Miri card, because if you've got any glue squidging out, which is why I didn't go right to the edge, on Miri card it looks awful. So that's that. And again, I'll stick this one to the background. I'm sticking these together as well because, you know, I mentioned earlier I'm going to be giving them away. Somebody's going to get these, but stay tuned as to how we're going to do that. Check out Facebook page, and we'll pop that there. And then finally we'll stick it on the white card base, and then I'll show you the idea with the wording, that to make it pop even more. It's weird, isn't it, when you've used glue for a while? I used to have my own pattern. It was like a graffiti artist's tag. I don't know if you're the same, but you had a formula, you know, where it would go around and then where the squiggles would go. And I found it was the same virtually every time, like a signature. But then I don't get out much, and when I do, this is what I do, so, you know. Alright, so that's stuck there. Now, what I want to do is I want to put the wording up there. I'm going to use the twinkle wording, and like that. But I want it to stand out more, and maybe not so much to have the black. So what I'm going to do is I've got kind of a dropped shadow we're going to do for this one. So we'll pop that there. I've got one again. I started earlier. I'm looking for my little tool to burnish it. Now, so what I'm going to do, this is going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to stick this one over that one, the black one, and not exactly, because then what would be the point? But we're going to offset it slightly, so hopefully it's going to give it a look of like a dropped shadow. Now you could do this by just sticking it on and then getting a black marker and going around the outside. That would work as well. But because we've got the dies, and because they're just bits of card, and of course all your scrap bits of card, like a piece of card that big wouldn't be big enough to use for a mat or a layer for another card project, so perfect for the wording, just pop them through. So let's see what we've got. This is the fun bit, you know what? You know what I was saying about pulling that backs off the tags earlier, and we lost an hour? We'll all have had a birthday by now, so happy birthday. Right, there we go. Right. Okay, there might not be much talking here because I will be thinking and concentrating. Here's a thought straight away. This might make life a bit easier. Pull it back part the way now. Here, right, I'm just going to say now, you know, like that 50s kind of quirky writing where even when it wasn't all evenly spaced, it looked more jaunty and a little bit more funky. We might have it a little bit more jaunty and funky. Just saying. As long as I can see some of that black around there, your last thing you want is to be totally accurate and get everything lined up perfectly, because then it would be like, well, why did I bother? But I'm liking that, looks cool. Check it out. You've got more dimension, and you've got that quirky, just that black line around it. Fab. So that now is going to stand on there, and that stands out much more. The silver kind of merged into the background a little bit. Obviously I'll run that through the Xyron again and then stick it, or you could use your 3D gel, you know, if you could pop it in the syringe and be careful with that. But that's a really cool thing. So that's some just easy quick ones. Let me show you some more inspiration of when this has been used. So you can see that drop shadow really effectively here with this card here, Kelly's card. Love this. So she's used the glitter card, and she's used the mirror card and the satin card from the luxury card pack and the silver one. These are the words that go with it, you know, in the rubber stamps I mentioned. But what Kelly's done is exactly what I just said. She's used a black marker to go around the outside to give it that drop shadow look. Pretty cool. I love what Julie's done here. I may have to show you here what I've done. Right, Julie, she's got a bit fancy here. So notice the jingle wording. I love the colours with a darker colour, so she's got the shine underneath this time. But notice how the jingle bells are all clear. She's done exactly what I've started to do here. Bear with, I'm stretching round. Okay, so if I was doing this again with another colour combination, I would use that as the base. Black card. That is the base. And then, oh, where's my jingle? I've cut all the bits off. Okay, 12.7, well, can't find it, but what I've done, I've put it through the Xyron somewhere, and I can't, here it is, there it is, got it. How professional. Right, it's not really much different from the TV shows, really, though, is it? So, can you see how I've cut all the little jingle bells off there? So when that goes on top of there, then you'll see just the jingle bells showing through, which I think that's really cool. So don't forget the dies, you can snip into them and do, you know, look at them, just their tools to do what, you know, think outside the box, tweak them. So these again are the words that are on there. Nice little bit of the aqua pen background. This one here, Adele's using embossing folders. This was from the fairy set. There's that dropped shadow again. So either use the pen, which I think Adele's done here, or in fact no, she hasn't. She's cut it out and she's used the two. Fabulous, the winter card. Again, things that you've seen. These dies work with this is the point. We wanted to mix it up so you could see it's like kind of my life history for the past few Christmases. This was last year's Christmas, one of my dies, and gorgeous sky quid here, bit kind of northern lightsy, and different look there for the winter. Same process, but different colour scheme. And again, Adele's card there. How effective is that? So hopefully that's giving you some inspiration on these word dies and how you can use them and how they're going to fit with what you've got. Doesn't have to just be my stuff. They're going to fit with whatever you've got in your craft room, and have some fun with them. Now there's more things I've been playing with. Just to mention, I'm making some masks with them. This is Mylar. These cut Mylar. There's a technique I'm going to show you in another video, because this one's been about half a day now. And you're going to be able to create masks. So that's something else we're going to have a play with. And we'll see you for the next one.